I need to know how to fix an oven bake element.
It isn't the baking element's fault if you put the food on the rack too far above the baking element.
It doesn't cook as well as it should even near the heating element.
If the oven takes forever to preheat, it is a broiling element you usually need to replace, not a baking element.
It just doesn't seem to get hot enough in general.
You should check the thermostat in the oven to make sure the oven is 350 when it thinks it is 350. If the oven is 250 when it says it is 350, the problem is the thermometer, not the baking element.
It only takes a long time to reach 350 and doesn't cook evenly.
Then one of the oven bake elements may have died.
How do I test that?
Turn on the oven and see which of the bake elements isn't glowing hot.
That only tells me which one to replace.
If there is a heating element that is on all the time while the others are off as the thing cycles on and off to maintain the right temperature, the problem is actually the actuator that controls that heating element.
I think one of them is dead.
Then you do need to replace that bake element, though the actuator is the next thing to check if that heating element doesn't come on.
Or the wiring to it.
Yes, but you'd be able to guess that the wiring is the problem if the insulation is a puddle on the oven bottom or melted to the side of the oven, allowing exposed wires to short out.
The electrical and fire hazard that causes would be way worse than unevenly cooked food.
To replace the bake element, first turn off power to the oven so you don't face an electrical hazard, then remove the heating element, disconnecting the rise to it and unscrewing the element.
I believe they're connected via crimp-on connectors.
Check the wires when you remove the crimp, and you may need to replace wires, too. Then install the new bake element to where it attaches and reconnect the wires.
Should I wrap the wires in electrical tape?
A proper shrink tube or connector is better, since it shouldn't come off.
If I'm doing electrical work like that, I'd like to test the bake element before I turn on the oven to see if it works.
You can check the heating elements with a multimeter. If the element doesn't have continuity, you have a problem.
So continuity is good?
Continuity means power can flow through it. In fact, you want to check for continuity before you assume the bake element has to be replaced, though any burned element or one lacking continuity is definitely bad.
What number should I look for?
Set the multimeter for a continuity test and you'll get a 1 or tone when it detects continuity. A failure notice means replace the element or you didn't connect it right when you replaced it.
That's better than going through all the work to reconnect it and find out I didn't do so hot.